The Articles of Confederation, Unit 1, Principles of American Democracy. By the end of this video, you should be able to describe the rationale or reasoning behind the creation of the Articles of Confederation, list the main principles of the Articles, and identify weaknesses of the Articles. After the Declaration of Independence, the work of creating the nation had really just begun. The war lasted for 5 more years, and it didn't end until the British surrendered at Yorktown in 1781. After that, it was still another 2 years before the Treaty of Paris was signed in 1783, officially ending the war and making America its own independent country. Individual states went ahead and created governments as soon as the Declaration was signed, even as the war was ongoing. And those individual state governments had the powers to pass laws, collect taxes, and to raise state militias. The people were really afraid to create a strong national government to replace King George III and the British Parliament. They were worried that giving a national government for America a lot of power would just replace one form of tyranny with another. So instead, the Articles of Confederation were created. A confederation is a loose association of states, more like a league of friendship than a united country. The Articles created very weak powers for the central government, strong powers for the states, with no guarantees of individual freedoms. The Articles of Confederation created a one-house or unicameral legislature, so there was one body to govern, and that was the only branch of government. Each state, regardless of its population, had one vote in the legislature, and 9 of 13 states, or 69%, had to agree to pass a law. If the Articles needed to be changed, all 13 states, 100%, had to agree that a change needed to be made. In addition, there was no executive or president to lead the country. There was no national court system. And the Congress had no power to collect taxes, raise an army, or regulate trade. Some other issues that arose under the Articles of Confederation. Each state was able to print its own money, and the national currency became, for all practical purposes, valueless. The money that you needed to pay for something in Virginia would be different from the money that you needed to pay for something in North Carolina. In addition to that, states taxed each other's goods, so that trading between the states was both difficult and expensive. Foreign countries taxed U.S. goods, but the United States, the national government, didn't have the authority to tax foreign goods coming into the country. No navy existed to protect U.S. trade vessels, and because there was no national army, it was difficult to get other nations, including the British, to respect the treaties that they had signed with the United States, and those treaties couldn't really be enforced. Life under the Articles was difficult. Relations between states and between America and other nations were very strained. Economic conditions worsened. The overall morale in the country plummeted, and people just didn't feel very optimistic about the nation's chances of survival, meaning that the future of the nation was very uncertain. You're going to continue this lesson by going to the blog and finding the reading assignment that is posted for your class. There'll be one assignment posted for honors and another posted for standard. So check the blog at rthsce.blogspot.com to find your reading assignment, and make sure that you've completed that in addition to this video before you come to class.